it is very easy to put the burden of all that you are facing on somebody else. And that is what African leaders have chosen to do. And this is the narrative that is working today in most African countries. So today, if you want to be popular among the African people, tell them how their problems that they are facing today is not because of them, but is because of colonialists. It is because of global systems that don't support them or favor them. You have to tell them because in the way these problems are not their own causing and are caused by other people. This is when people will be very willing to listen to you and to agree with you and really to ride on emotions. But that is not what this channel is all about. This channel is all about talking about the hard truths that will actually ensure that Africa changes and grabs its spot in the global platform. It is a platform that will ensure that Kenya as a country grows and develops in the manner in which it is supposed to. So if you see, like recently, Uganda had a chance to put new leadership in place, and a good number of them were still supporting the current president, Yoweri Museveni, who has been there for several years, doing almost nothing. Tanzania had the same opportunity just a few months ago to bring in new leadership that actually thinks about how to make things right. But they were still also very divided and still saw that it is better to put back the government that was in place. And I'm not saying that other countries don't experience these problems. These are problems that are inherent in all countries, including developed nations. But what matters is what is the magnitude of these challenges. How much are the larger population not able to recognize what is right for them and what is truly right for them that is going to change their lives. Even in the United States, you can see they have the president today that they elected just the other day. And now a good number of them are already dissatisfied about some of the things and policies that he is driving forward. I say all this story because I wanted to talk about Kenya, which is going to have elections that is next year in 2027. Currently, the current president has really done nothing, a bunch of nothing, apart from selling rhetorics and a lot of lies here and there. But what is fascinating is that a good number of Kenyans are really thinking that he's doing a lot. A good number of Kenyans are thinking that he's supposed to be elected again to continue to steal public funds. So this is why I said during the elections, when there's opportunity to look at all the candidates that are presented to you on the ballot paper, you choose to play around it, because it is very easy for you tomorrow to start blaming somebody else, to say, oh, it is because external bodies don't want us to grow, don't want us to develop. So, but there now is your chance to choose amongst the leaders. Look at them, look at their history, and choose one of them that you think has done something that you can see that looks like development, like growth for the people, or someone that looks like they're diligent in what they're doing, even if they have not been politicians before. But you will hear Kenyan asking today that, oh, if it is not President William Ruto, who else can win the elections? So this is a very backward way of thinking. It's not about who is able to win, because that person cannot win without your support. So this is why I say it is easy for Africans to blame their problems on other people than take their problems head on and decide to contribute to the change that they want to see. So, Kenyans, again, I'm calling upon you, share this message to every Kenyan out there that is saying Tutam. I see some of the Luos think that because Ruto is working closely with some of the Luo leaders and has given some positions to Luo leaders, and so it means that the Luos are in government. That is one of the most stupid ways to think. Because as an individual Luo, there's nothing you are benefiting from this type of association. So this is a plunderer, this is a thief of public money, and is extorting Kenyans through taxes. Life is becoming difficult for all Kenyans, including your mothers and fathers and grandparents and everybody else. So when the time comes like now where you should unite and look at all the leaders presented to you and decide based on their track record, you play around, you get some money, you are given some little cash to buy your whole future and the future of your generations. So this is really crazy to me. And these are the hard truths that we must learn to talk about so that this change that we want can come forth. Otherwise, we will always be depending on our emotions and feel happy when we are massaged and told that, these problems you see today are not yours. There's a lot of big things that have happened. There are countries that have come from such a situation in the past 50 years and today are having their spot on the global table. So the earlier African countries learn that they should stop crying and own up to their own problems and face them head on. They will continue to cry as other countries move forward.